Afelumo Rotimi is a dedicated edtech enthusiast with 11 years of well-rounded professional experience in educational technology and integration in international schools. As the head of Group Information Technology at Raffles Education Corporation in Singapore, he oversees the implementation and management of IT systems across the organization. His expertise spans Google Admin, Microsoft 360 Admin, robotics and coding, where he excels in enhancing learning and experiences and driving technological advancement in education. With a strong background in tech coaching, Mr. Rotimi mentors educators and students, helping them leverage technology for better educational outcomes. His role involves continuous exploration and integration of innovative tech solutions, ensuring that Raffles Education Corporation stays at the forefront of educational technology. He holds a degree from Bayero University, Kano, which laid the foundation for his career in EdTech. His commitment to professional growth and passion for technology makes him a valuable leader in the field of educational technology. TETC, together, let's welcome Afelumo Rotimi Abiodun.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for your time on this session. We're just going to go into the next session. And in this session, I think I'll be handling, it's going to be a deep dive session. We have one more session after this, and then we'll call it a wrap for the conference. But it's really been very informative, and I appreciate every one of us that have stayed so far. Excuse me. For this next session, we'll look at three different tools that we had started working on two of them yesterday, and I thought we could get back to them and go deeper into how those can be used and when and where we can use those tools. So if you have questions, you can post your questions. I think EDK, I would say you can always interject and say if there are questions, especially questions that are relevant to what I am going through. So if I'm going through a platform and they have questions related to that platform, you can just say there's a question and I'll take that question so that we make it very interactive and we don't eat into the next presenter's time. Let me bring up my screen. Sorry, give me a moment. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first tool that we would, let me adjust something. The first tool that we'll be looking at now will be Microsoft Reading Coach. I will start with that. Then I will go into Magic AI. There were some steps or some tools in Magic AI that we did not explore yesterday because of the internet, because of the disruption that we had yesterday. So we'll look at Magic School and then look at School AI. There are two things that I wanted us to re-emphasize on from our meeting yesterday. So for Reading Coach, it's free, it's AI driven, and I think Tim made mention of it during the last session that you can actually use that for reading literacy. So you just go to reading, you just type Reading Coach. It's free. So for schools that have Microsoft Teams as an enterprise platform for your school, this is inbuilt into Microsoft Teams as classes. So as a teacher, you can, if you're using Microsoft Teams, you're able to use all of these tools together with your assignments in Microsoft Teams. So you click on it, it's free, and you can sign up for it. So it says it's available for school. But now I'm just going to create, I'm going to log in with a personal account. Oh, sorry, it logged me in. But if you don't have an account, you can create an account. So let me go back and think. I'm automatically logged in. So you can use any of your email accounts to create account, whether it's Gmail or Google or Yahoo, you can create an account. So you click on reading. So you can use AI to create a story, or you can read from a passage in the library. There are a lot of articles that you can take from. And it gives you reading level. These are called Lexile. 840L means that's the reading level of your students. You can Google, if you know your students, you can Google what does 780 on the Lexia level, what does that mean? So that allows you to know which of these library resources is adequate for your student or for your child as a parent. So you have a lot of resources, non-fiction, fiction. This is basically to get the child to be able to read. And one of the beauty of this platform is it's not just it's multidisciplinary. That means you see things on science, things on, there's even Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie article. So if I click on this, it just opens, and a write-up on her. So you can see a write-up on science on different subjects. The goal of this platform is to guide the children and monitor how they read. So I start with this one, and then it you can get the student, your child or the student, to just start reading. We're looking, we took we took the write-up from the library. You can also copy and paste an article that you want the child to read. For a teacher that asked a question earlier, if you have vocabularies that you want your children to master, you can go on ChatGPT and feed it the vocabulary and say, write an article and include all of this vocabulary. You can even tell ChatGPT, I want you to write a Paw Patrol story or infuse Paw Patrol. For example, my son likes Paw Patrol. And if I want him to do this, and excuse me, there are some vocabularies he's struggling with. I can get all those vocabulary, put them in a chatbot, and ask it to generate an article, and I can give it a tone. I can also give it a theme, a character. And so it generates that article, and then I put it in, and I get the students to begin to read. It's pretty simple. It uses audio. I can now start reading. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie was born on September 15, 1977 in Enugu, Nigeria. I'm going to deliberately make mistakes. From an early age, Chimamanda was avid writer, especially of books written by fellow Nigerian author Chinua Achebe. Despite her early passion for literature, she did not initially want to be a writer. At first, she studied medicine in Nigeria and then decided to move to the, I'm going to stop here. Once you do that, I deliberately made some mistake, and immediately it's going to give you pronunciation accuracy. My reading time is 42 seconds. It picked all those words that I made deliberate mistakes on, and it highlighted it. So I can now decide, do I want the child to read again, or do I want that child to practice those vocabularies that he missed? So this gives you that flexibility. So I can ask the child to read again, or I can ask the child to practice. It's going to practice those words. So it's generating, practice this word. So I'm going to say Chinua and Achebe, writer, So I want to practice the words. So I'm going to click on this. Writer. Writer. We aren't able to tell how you're reading right now. Please try again. So I'll try again. I'm going to click on this and say writer. Yeah, there's a problem, but the child will be able to practice all of those words, and it will tell it if it succeeded or not. When you're ready, press the microphone and read out loud. Early. Early. We can't hear you. Select the device. I think I needed to give it permission uh, to my, I needed to give the browser or the app permission to my voice. So that's why I think it's not picking it up. But that's just an example of what you can do. So the child can keep practicing those words over and over until you as a teacher or you as a parent become satisfied that this child has gotten those vocabularies. So you can use all of those things and put them into the system. So I click on I'm done. It's going to tell you all of those things. If you want to read again, you can read again. So I'll go back. So it puts the book there. It tells me how many minutes more I have to go. This is where you can add your own passage. Like I said, you have an article that you are practicing in the classroom as a teacher. You can copy and paste it here, the title of the article, copy and paste, and it will go through the same process. So you have 5 vocabularies that you are treating in your class. Somebody said clauses or adjectives or verb or specific words that you are treating in your class. You can gather them and curate an article that you are satisfied with and put it here and get your students or your child to read. So these are ways that you can encourage that. Another cool feature of this coach, Microsoft Reading Coach, is you can create a story using AI. So the child can say, oh, I like to learn about lion, and choose the setting. It's going to be mountain. And you can choose the level of reading. So let's take level 8. You can see the differences in the level of reading. You've chosen the animal, you've chosen the setting, and then let's look at the differences in level of reading. So you know the level of your child or your student's reading. So if you take level 1, you can see Max is a happy dog. He lives in a cozy house with his owner, Sarah. Max loves to sleep on the rug in the living room and play toys. That's level 1. Let's see how it scales it up for level 2. See, it becomes more interactive, more context. There's more context, and the level of reading is also high. Once upon a time, there was a happy dog named Max. He lives in a cozy house with his loving family. Max loved to run around. You see, there's also going to be a difference in level 3. By the time you're getting to level 8, it's more detailed and it's more difficult than that of level 1. So you choose the level of reading, you've selected it. It's going to create that story based on the dog and the settings, and it's creating the story. Give it a few minutes, the story is created, then the child can continue reading. The process that I showed you earlier is the same process. Start reading, and then immediately assesses the level of reading. As the sun began to rise above the mountain, Leona stretched out her legs and yawned. As the leader of our pack, she had to be vigilant and protect them from any danger. I'm going to stop there. So immediately also, it's going to analyze and see all of the words that I didn't get right. And so you can keep doing that as you guide your student or your child into learning how to read. So this coaches them. They are free to choose whichever story that they want. So you can set this up on your phone, so long as your phone has a browser, or on your laptop. So that's just that about leveraging AI to teach literacy, both in school and at home. The next thing I would quickly look into, sorry, somebody sent me a curriculum for me to use, but because there was no time between transitioning, and it didn't come in during the break, so I will not be able to do that. But maybe in some of the webinar series that we'll be having, we can really look at taking a work plan or a worksheet or a curriculum-based, Nigerian curriculum-based content or lesson plan, and then look at how we can use AI to curate the content and then do the delivery. We'll look at that in subsequent webinar series that we already mentioned will be happening. So I'll go back to School AI. Let me pull up the account I created just for the conference. Sorry, I'll need to move this here so that I can. But this is not it. All right, so I'll go back to Magic School, and then I'll go to, say, School AI. Sorry. Okay, let's go to School AI. So with let's see which one is coming up first. This down, logging in. All right, I wrote some prompts so that we can quickly, rather than waste time typing them in, I was just going to copy them and paste them. I prepared those prompts earlier. So we looked at Magic School yesterday, and we looked at the tools. But now I want to talk about the chatbot that it has. So some of this program, they already, like I said yesterday, created focused chatbots that you can engage to do whatever you want, rather than go to some other large language model. And you don't have to do a lot of prompt engineering because some of these things are well tailored. So you open Rena Chat for Magic School is an AI instructional coach. So you have a lesson plan. Like, for example, the person that I think, let me just see if we can use that. He sent me, I'm just going to see how I can download that lesson plan. I'll download it now and I'll bring it in. We can use that. So I'll download, and then I'll open it for us to see what the lesson plan is. So it's a week 9 lesson plan. Let me open. Then we can see. So this is the lesson plan. Physics. So can you all see my screen? So
Yes,
somebody
we
sent,
yes, sir, we can see.
So somebody sent me this. I think he had asked the question earlier. Learning objective is this, rationale is this. So this is conservation principles, simple harmonic motion, subtopic meaning and definition of terms. So all of this has been built in to this material. So what we're going to do is I'm going to load this material into that chatbot and ask it to build a lesson based on this material. So for some of us that asked question that you use the chat, you used some of the tools yesterday and it gives you resources that don't align. I've said it before that AI just gives you a head start. You still need to provide a pedagogical approach and mind to what AI gives to you. You can supply with all the resources and then it will do its own magic. So I would pull this out and go back. So I'm going to try to search for, I'll use this example. I'm going to start to upload a Word document. Let's look for that document I just downloaded, week 9 lesson plan. And so, and that lesson plan is, let's say I want to build subtopic. I want to build a lesson plan based on, I'm just going to say create Okay, let's use this with my prompt. Speed, acceleration, and energy of a simple harmonic. I'm going to use this with my prompt. So I'll copy this and paste here. All right, let me bring out the prompt that I had prepared for this session. So I prepared this prompt. I say, using chat, create 10 offline and online activities for, let me change it to grade 9, to ninth grade, because this curriculum, this lesson plan is for grade 9, right? SS1. SS1 is grade 9, I think. For a ninth grade student to this one. Sorry. On this subtopic. So what's the subtopic? Let's copy it out. Subtopic. Oh, all right, so I'll just, the topic is simple harmonic, then the subtopic is meaning and definition. So physics. Just one minute. Using chat, create 10 offline and online activity for grade 9 physics students. For grade 9 students in a physics class, learning about let's see, simple conservation, a team. Okay, I'm just going to copy all of this. And let's see what it is. So theme is this, topic is this, subtopic is this. And then I hit enter. Let's see what it would generate for me. You see, it's referencing my work, it's pulling it out, arranging it, and then it's presenting all of those things. So it's not looking at, it's referencing all the material that you gave it. And so it has provided offline activities, build a simple pendulum using everyday material and measure it, period. Online activity, watch a simulation of different SMH scenarios. So again, you can then ask it follow-up questions. It will always suggest questions to you, but you can ask it follow-up questions. Could you provide some example of offline and online activity that will help ninth grade students learn about the meaning and definition of simple harmonic? So I can pick this and then it will provide that. I'll say use create it using a chart, create an outline of it. So I can say put the activities table format. Let's see what it will do. See, it's putting it in a table format. So again, it's very dynamic. You determine what it does to a great extent. And that's why I keep emphasizing the fact that you must know how to engage it. So, so this is a good example of getting your resources and putting it so that you are sure that I am the one that provides the resources and I'm limiting it to providing me content and context within those resources. So if you now want to create a PowerPoint presentation, you can pick all of this content and use it to create a PowerPoint presentation. If you click on action, you'll see translate, question, length, summary, and then you can customize also. Do I want to customize? I want to differentiate it. Now, you can add a prompt. So this same material, let's say I have 3 categories of students, like I gave us an example yesterday. I can call them warm, hot, or cold, fast, slow, walking, crawling, walking, and jumping, just to recognize, just ways to differentiate your different kind of students. So you can add a custom prompt, and that prompt, say for example, I have 3 categories of readers or level of students in my class. On this chatbot, I can create a custom post so that every material I generate, I can apply that custom prompt and it will break it down into those 3 categories. So you can say, create a custom, what I can say different. So you can now write, create 3 different different resources for students in 3 categories. Plus the other one, for example. So I save this. Every material that I have, I can then apply this custom code. I won't have to do it every time. So you see hot resources, warm resources, cold resources. So this feature is also there for you to use to play around with. So summarize, I can summarize sentence, bullet points, paragraph, length, I want to make it shorter or longer. Question, I can raise multiple choice questions from this same material. I can say generate multiple choice question. I can apply that custom to this same multiple choice question. I can say from the output above, give me suggestion to differentiate for. I click on. Oh, I didn't ask it. I didn't use that custom code. I think I called it differentiation. Very different resources for the student. So I can change this one to very different questions for student in categories, and it will do that. So you can see question 1, cold questions, warm questions, hot questions. And all of that was based on this lesson plan that you work with. So you can always keep tweaking it until you get what suits you and suits what you want to do in that class. So what you're leveraging on is you're leveraging on a tool that has access to a vast data set of information around any of your topics, but you are specifically telling it what you want it to do and how you want it to do it. So I think, so we can play around with this RENA chatbots. You can upload questions, you can upload PDF, even an image. You can upload an image and ask it to whatever. For example, an art teacher can upload an art work and begin to engage it and come up with activities based on those artwork. A music teacher can do the same thing. So a lot of things can be done with that. So and after you created every of your work, you can always see them here, and then you can open them and continue engaging with them from week 1 to week 2. So on this material, we only, and then you can copy everything. So I think for that person that asked that question and that sent this might be a guide for you to be able to use this thing. Okay, I think I have 25 more minutes or 20, that's 20 more minutes. Let's quickly go to, okay, I've talked about Reading Coach. I've talked about RENA chatbot in Magic School. Now, we were working on School AI yesterday when I had to change computer. So we worked on tools to a great extent, and then we practiced with Sidekick yesterday. But one thing that we did not get to was spaces and how to create a custom space for yourself. But first, and then we didn't do assistant. So first, let's go to assistant. This assistant also does almost the same thing like RENA chatbot, but they have also broken it down into different things. So for example, you want a co-teacher, somebody that, a chatbot that you can brainstorm with to come up with a lesson plan. So you are supplying all the materials, but you are brainstorming to plan your lesson. What we did in RENA just now in Magic School, we can also do here. So it's asking you help me write an email. Let me rethink my class. So you can engage it however you want. Again, you can also upload a file, your device. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did with that lesson plan just now. Where's that document? Okay, lesson plan week 9. You're uploading the file. So I would advise, especially for us back home in Nigeria, we should always get all our materials so that we are able to narrow down those things. We went yesterday and I walked us through Notebook LM, which is also good for you as a teacher. You can get all your resources and put them into Notebook LM and then begin to engage with the chat and with the AI based on those materials. What you've done is you have verified your sources even before presenting it, and you are sure of those materials. And in Notebook LM, the AI will not do anything outside those sources that you have provided for it. So it's really critical. So here I can say, uh, so uh, so I'm asking you, let's build a lesson note from the document. So it's going to also look into the document and then build a lesson note. If you are not satisfied with it, you can keep tweaking it until you are satisfied. Again, you're still the driver in this car. You determine what you give to it, and until you are satisfied, you can keep engaging it. But what it has done is it has given you access to a huge amount of data and also reduced the number of hours you will have spent in doing all of this. So you say, all right, let's create a lesson note from your document. Here is the plan, topic, date, class, learning objective, prescribed result, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just going to create all of that. So you can ask it to suggest class activities. Suggest classroom activity. I can say create an exit ticket. Exit tickets are how you would gauge the students' knowledge or questions that you can use to check whether they understand or their level of understanding at the end of the class. So I asked it to create an exit ticket, and it's creating that. Asking the student, list 3 examples of objects that exhibit simple harmonic motion, just so you can gauge your 1 hour or 45 minutes of working with them. So you have all the flexibilities you want to make use of this tool. Common core experts, you want to build a curriculum, you can use the curriculum. You want to plan a field trip, easy grading assessment you want to grade. I can help you grade student essay using a specific rubrics. So all of that opportunity. Research assistant, I'm capable of assisting you with research. What topic are we researching today? So these are just specific purpose built chatbots that you can chat with. I just wanted to highlight this under Magic School. Again, for those of us that didn't join us yesterday, this tool is particularly free for a lot of the features. I've not paid for anyone, and I'm using them. So whatever you want to do at this level, you don't need the paid license. It's free. So if there are questions, please, you can ask your questions. I just wanted to touch on that before I round up this session. So we've talked about, let's go back. We've looked at tools yesterday. We've talked about briefly about assistant. And then yesterday we looked at Sidekick. So today I want us to look at spaces. I also mentioned something, if you have a video, you can create an explorer, video explorer, where you get a video link, put it there, and then tell the AI what you want it to do with that video, and then bring your student on top of aboard. So spaces are special purpose or specific purpose created chat rooms or chatbots where teachers like you also created to engage their students, and they share it. And so you will most likely find something that relates to what you're about to teach. So for example, you're a maths teacher, you can explore under maths and you see lots of other maths. So this one is math study session, AP physics study session, AP computer study session. There's Albert Einstein, you want to learn about that. So you can use Discover to search for whatever you want. There's English for somebody. All right, go ahead.
So sorry, Mr. Rapsude have a question that he wants to ask.
All right, go ahead.
Regarding what you have said. Mr. Rapsude, could you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
All right, please go ahead and ask your question while I still, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. All right, while he's still unmuting himself so that we don't eat too much into our time, you can select any one of these, and then you can also.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. My question is to find out about you just mentioned one AI tool where you can use the video link to upload and ask the AI to tell you whatever you want to use with the link. Can you quickly brush up again?
Link. Can you come again? Sorry, I didn't get that.
You mentioned something about uploading a video link and then ask the AI to do whatever you want to do with it.
Okay, so all of the tools we've reviewed starting yesterday can do that. You can watch the video from yesterday, but I'll just give you a quick example using this. Okay. Let's look at tools. Let's look at here. You can see. Okay, let me go to Magic School. Magic School will be quick to do that. So I'll go to, you can find, let me look for YouTube. All right, so YouTube video summarizer summarizes YouTube video question. So if I open this one that I want to use it, it just tells me, and then I get my YouTube link. I change, this is a grade 8 student. I want to generate question, multiple choice. Number of question is 3. I just get the YouTube link, put it there, and then it generates. If you want lesson plan, you can also look for that makes lesson plan from YouTube. This will summarize a YouTube video for you. But the tools that we practiced yesterday, Defeat, Brisk, we did Magic Tools, we did School AI, all of those would allow you work with YouTube. So you can watch yesterday's video. Now let's go back to Spaces.
So we also have Adebowale. Adebowale, could you please ask your question?
Good
Thank you very
afternoon.
much.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your effort. Please, I have I have 3 questions. The first one is this: can we use this application or platform to design instructional course for higher institution students? Yeah. 2, is there any features on this platform that could be used for hotspots when you are designing your course?
What do you mean by hotspot? Sorry, I don't understand.
That when you hover your cursor on material, text material or image material, that it will prompt up additional message or additional information that you will now read. Maybe I have a triangle that I've drawn, then I've put maybe a hotspot on it. When I hover or when I place my cursor on the apex of the triangle, it will bring out information that, okay, this is the apex, and okay. Then this is the side by hotspot.
Okay, so that like second question, I think it's a no. I haven't seen any AI tool that does that, because that means none of this platform does that, because that means you are building some things. This just helps you in providing content for you. So for the first question,
then the last one.
Okay, last one. So go ahead.
Is there any feature on this platform that could be used to create games if one is working towards game-based learning?
Okay, so I think I have. Okay, so let me let's take the next question, the other person. There was a lady that spoke up.
Elizabeth, please, Elizabeth, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yeah. Okay. Good afternoon. Well done, sir. This is deep. This is good. This is encouraging for someone like us that actually we use AI in class and all that. This is eye-opening. I have come across lots of other AI I could use. So I just want to say well done, sir. My battery is low, so I could go offline anytime. So I just want to say well done, sir. And please, you are doing a good job. And is there any way we can actually involve more teachers, Because when you talk about AI, some people will be looking at you like, oh, what is she saying? If you say I can do this, I can do that. Some people are they just want to do it the old way. Is there any way we can encourage more teachers to go into this AI stuff and all that?
All right, thank you so much for that. We have a WhatsApp platform, we have a Facebook group, but you can always join. But what we're also doing is every month, I'll announce that at the end of the session. Every month, there's going to be a webinar series where we keep this conversation going, and it starts from next month. In the WhatsApp group, you can always bring as many teachers as possible. This is just to really impact teachers to a great extent. So we will continue doing this. If you have teacher friends, you can bring them into the group, and we can keep the conversation going. So that I don't digress, and I have 5 more minutes because the next presenter will be here any moment from now. I think for the lecturer that I mentioned for higher institution, this particular tool is tailored for K-12 school, secondary and primary school. But I did mention about Notebook LM yesterday. I was trying to open it before a question came in. So for Notebook LM, you can bring all your resources together and put them and create notebooks. And then you are able to, let me just pull up one that is from my own account. So you can see I have all of this. I have all my, maybe not this one. Let me put this one. I have all my resources. You pull them in, you can add more resources, and whatever you add will not add resources, PDF, text file, copy file, URL. When you add it, anything you are now doing within this notebook, the AI only references those materials. So you can build it and then eventually share your final results with people or whatever. So this is also good for research and all of that. So I think that's one thing that you should note in terms of higher education. So because of our time, I'll just look at creating spaces. So for spaces, like I said, you find one that is suiting for you. Let's take, for example, this English teacher. He says, English tutor, a personalized, engaging, and interactive learning K-12. This space is designed to provide one-on-one tutoring in English. So you pick this one that it has been created as a base, but you now, under more option, you can now give it specific detail and tailor it for your staff, for your class. And then put audience description, session instruction. Is an English tutor covering grammar, literature, writing, reading comprehension. That's what it does. But you want to teach adjectives to grade 5. You can define the audience that this is a grade 5 class. We're working on adjectives, and these are my instructions. You preview it, you test it, and then you launch it like we did. It will give you a URL. You send it to your students, both at home and in school. They can engage, and you have a dashboard, and you can work with that. So that's spaces. Then you can also create your own space. It's so simple. It's the same process. You give it a title. You tell it. Actually, for this task, I actually created one that I wrote out. And again, if you don't know the prompt, if you don't know how to write the prompt, you can just write what you want. So this is what I want. I just copied it and posted it into ChatGPT and said, ChatGPT, you need to set up an AI assistant to take the role of Wole Soyinka, the great Nigerian Nobel laureate winner. Grade 7 literature student will engage with the AI assistant to learn about life of Wole Soyinka, his work, idea. And then ChatGPT generated a whole lot of content for me on that. And then I use that. I can now use that to create the chatbot. And this is an example of it, it can give me all of those details, and then I can keep tweaking it until I'm satisfied. I create the chatbot. I can upload the picture of Wole Soyinka or generate an AI image. Then I test it, launch it, and send it to my student. So these are all of the opportunities that some of this app has. We're going to move into the next session now.